Hey everybody out there in YouTube land, and welcome to another one of my Dark Avengers comic book reviews. We are reviewing comics that were released the week of Wednesday, March 23rd, 2011. I have a huge stack of comic books this week, over 20 comic books, including a #1 issue, the conclusion of another miniseries, the start of another miniseries, a ton of stuff. So we're just going to jump right into it. News-wise, nothing worth talking about really yet. Just a lot of stuff going around about a few stories here and there. Nothing big to discuss yet as far as I hear. So we're going to just jump right into the comic books. So we got to get through these things quickly. Or at least at a nice speed.
I want to hear about that.
IDW Infestation. Oh, by the way, you guys know Kevin and Joe.
No.
Remember who's reading the #1 that I'm talking about that you guys will see at the end of Marvel, and my cameraman Mike.
Hello.
And now we're going to get into this IDW Infestation #2 of Ghostbusters. Oh man, that was awesome. And I was right. In the G.I. Joe was the robots. In this one, it involved the vampire Brit. I knew it, and I found out her name. Finally, I remembered her name. She's a vampire.
Oh,
wow.
Only wow.
So anyway, there's over 30-somewhat zombies, and they all want to attack Gozer. Gozer's back. Mr. Stay Puft, for those of you who watch Ghostbusters, who somebody in this room is going to watch, because we're going to get her to watch it hopefully soon.
I've seen it.
I watched
You
it.
didn't watch Ghostbusters.
I watched it just yesterday.
I've seen the movie.
You said you didn't watch it.
No, I didn't.
These people?
Yes.
Okay. She said she didn't to me a while ago. But anyway, they want to possess Stay Puft. They want a piece of his power, and the Ghostbusters have to stop them. There's like there was one creepy scene. I gotta show you this. I'll show you first, Joe. And it was.
Yeah, I like.
No, not that.
The first one.
This was like whoa. Stay Puft rips out of his.
Oy.
Stay Puft actually they find a way to rip Stay Puft out of his zombie self. And then zombie Stay Puft and regular Stay Puft fight each other.
Yeah.
And this reminds me of Mike Tyson right here. I gotta show this Mike Tyson moment right there.
Let me see.
I can't see either. I never got a chance.
Yeah.
Biting the side of the face.
Wow.
Oh God.
But in the end, they capture, they destroy, they break the link. And Brit disappears with a piece of Gozer in her Ghostbuster trap, and now they have to recapture all the ghosts and prepare for Stay Puft's return, and that's where they leave you off. I'm praying because in the very end she says I'm going to leave them a little present.
Please tell me it's not the last issue.
Yes, it's the last issue.
But
there's a little hint to a new. No, there's a possible hint that there might be a future issue. See over here it says maybe I'll leave them a little something to remember me by. And then the containment unit says there's nothing, 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 and then the very end, Necro Slime located in New Jersey.
Yeah. Okay, so they got you a little.
So they leave you in a kind of cliffhanger that I'm praying means that they're going to start at least a mini-series with Ghostbusters soon. This was amazing. This is my favorite out of the entire Infestation series.
I'm that seriously.
Infestation, the final part, Infestation #2 is coming out in 2 weeks. Next week we will not be talking, it'll be the first week in several weeks that I will not be reviewing an Infestation book because they skip a week before they give the grand finale. So in 2 weeks we will have the grand finale of IDW's Infestation, which was beautiful, amazingly put together. Absolutely check out Infestation. The Ghostbusters one was the best.
And
most
continue
amazing,
it, please, IDW.
And it was I agree. And the most amazing out of the entire Infestation line, as far as I feel that the artwork was good. I got the B cover. This is the B cover. Now we're getting into a beginning of a new series that was advertised through Infestation. IDW Transformers Heart of Darkness #1. All about Decepticons. If you're looking for Autobots, you're not going to see it here. Galvatron is looking. He's become like a searcher, and he's looking for an answer, and it takes him to a barren planet that wasn't barren before, and he's trying to find answers to why now all the sentient life is gone. And in the very end, they find like a portal, and that's where they leave it off. And also, Galvatron is a lot stronger than he was before. It's a lot of backstory. It actually explains, what was that? It explains a lot of backstory if you didn't read. Which issue was it? Hold on, I'll tell you in a second. It was here. From Transformers Revelation. They marked that in this. So if you need any more background, check out Transformers Revelation. In the back also something I won't be getting, but I thought it was hilarious. Godzilla Kingdom of Monsters. It came out it's coming out next week. I think it's
I don't know. I read the first Ghostbusters, the preview for that. It didn't look that great.
It's good. No, it was pretty good. It was alright. The artwork is the same as the ones from Infestation.
Didn't catch me.
It started off pretty okay. I'm not sure if I'm going to continue it. I will be getting issue 2, and issue 2 is going to kind of be the make or break it for me with Transformers. So I'm on the fence with this right now. It started off pretty well. That's all I'm going to say is it started off pretty well. And we're going to leave IDW now and go into Image. First off, Invincible, number 78. It's the end of the, what's the word? The war. It's the end of the war, and now everything is, it's like basically the aftermath of the war. Everybody's coming home, and there's like, they've been gone for 10 months. The main character's girlfriend, Mark, his girlfriend, he comes back, and turns out she got her powers back, but she was devastated. Mark's mother was devastated, and I'm calling him Mark because once again I've really not gotten into this series completely yet. I got to check out backgrounds on this series. I'm probably going to get some trade paperbacks on it to catch me up at least a little bit, because I have no idea what I'm really reading, but it's so good that I really don't want to put it down. It was really good. I wish I would have gotten it back when the war started, and I actually that might be where I start my trade paperbacks, or I might start at the first like 8 issues just to find out who everybody is. But it's an amazing book. Not jump on friendly for you guys yet. It's still not even really jump on friendly for me. I did do a little bit of reading back. So the Viltrumites are now living amongst the humans, and a lot of things are going on all over the place. It turns out Mark's mom was cheating on the father, and when Mark came back, it turns out his girlfriend had gained a lot of weight, and she was all depressed about him being gone, and she doesn't want to be around his father, but she can't tell him that. I mean, this artwork was great. Check this artwork. Nice. Look at this artwork out.
But I can see it's like
this artwork
complicated storyline.
It's very complicated. And then it turns out that whatever virus, the Scourge virus that they were going to use to eliminate the Viltrumites, is still it's still around, and now they're planning to bring it to Earth, and that's where they leave you off with this. And then the next issue, we're going to see what happens next. An awesome series. Do not buy it right at this moment. If you're going to want to start the series, get the first trade paperback or something. And it's only 78 issues, so there should only be like 5 or 6, maybe 7 trade paperbacks far back to catch you up to this. I'm going to stick with this because at some point I'm going to get some extra money, and I'm probably going to pick up some trade paperbacks, but Invincible is great. I agree with a few people that told me to pick this up. It's really, really good. Jumping into another book. Finally, in Spawn 205, we get to see Spawn actually fighting, but it only happens in about 2 or 3 pages. This book is completely full of talking. Talking, and more talking. They want to test the new Spawn. I can't pronounce his name for the life of me.
Malabolgia.
How do you know that?
Because I used to watch Spawn all the time. Like, back when, no, seriously, I really mean
He just said a name that I didn't know. Oh my god, this is
No, but seriously, like, back in the day, like, even before I met you, even before I was, like, what do you say, like a teenager. I was like 10 or 11 years old. I used to like Spawn a whole lot.
I did not expect that to come out of his mouth. I expected more to come out of his mouth than him. This is the first time
because I actually like Spawn a whole lot. I
never got into Spawn.
Just ever since you've been reading Spawn comics, I can't help but to mention it all over again.
How do you say his name?
Malabolgia.
Malabolgia. Wow.
He's like one of the devils that, like,
he is one of the devils, the heads,
like one of the, it's like one of like the 8 gates or whatever it is from hell. Because I've been watching it recently. Do you remember? Actually, just yesterday I was actually watching the animated version of Spawn, and I saw him fighting a vampire girl. And he was wondering, like, what is she and all that.
Yeah, I'm gonna get the DVD of the animated series.
Yeah, it was a good series. Yeah. I mean, I didn't really watch the whole entire season or even. I'm shocked.
Well, he's coming back.
Spawn is actually one of my favorite characters.
Basically, in Spawn 100, Spawn killed him. Yeah. But now he's coming back. He's there were sightings of him, and he's collecting spirits again, so he's getting stronger again, and they know that Malabolgia is gonna, when he gets enough power, he's gonna go after the new Spawn. Clown.
I didn't know what the clown's name though. That was the problem. I didn't know who Clown was.
The Violator.
Okay, the Violator. Oh yeah, the Violator.
But anyway, the Clown and Blood want to make sure that Clown wants to make sure that Spawn stays in the spotlight. This way, Malabolgia can't attack him, because as long as he's in the spotlight, nothing can go wrong, nothing can really touch him because everybody has him right out in front, like from the last issue we mentioned that. But if he falls from grace or anything, Malebolgia is going to be there, and he's going to want to try to come, he's going to want to, what's the word? He said it the best here. He's going
I have another thing to say, but you go on ahead.
No, go ahead, say it, because I'm going to look at
Alright, well, there's three things why, like he mentioned before. First of all, like, I was a Spawn fan, truly. But, three things that got me into Spawn was, like, the the action figures, the toys that they had, they looked really good, they looked really realistic. I was a little bit scared of them, but hey, I was like 10, 11 when I first saw them. But it was all good, it looked really nice. Second, I have all three versions of Soul Calibur 2. The Xbox version, as all of you guys know, whoever has Soul Calibur 2, has Spawn in it, and as an exclusive character. And three, the movie. The movie?
Oh, you watched the movie?
Yeah. I mean, it was okay.
Well, anyway,
it just didn't really, like,
yeah.
hope it good. It wasn't wonderful, but it did live. The costume was kick-ass, though.
Yeah.
I really liked it.
But anyway, they're saying,
yeah, keep going.
in the comic, they're saying Malebolgia is coming back, and he's going to be even stronger than he was before, and he's going to try to get the new Spawn. He's going to try to tempt him into, like, a deal or something like the first Spawn, and then he's going to have complete control over him and whatnot. So, basically, they want to make sure that that doesn't happen. And basically, Spawn is fighting three of Blood's vampires, and in the end, they transform into this. And this is what we're going to be seeing him fight in the next issue. Finally, Spawn is actually fighting.
Which he should be.
When you get to that comic, I have a lot of questions.
Okay, you can have them. But this was a better issue of Spawn. Malebolgia is coming back. And there's also a reappearance of an older Spawn villain. I forgot his name at the moment, but he actually makes his reappearance in this issue. A lot is going on in Spawn, and it's really, really good. I gotta admit, it's getting better. I wish the artwork was a little bit brighter, but...
And wish more fight sequence.
More fight. Yeah, more Spawn. Less about Jim, more
Spawn
about
to fight. He should fight instead of just...
But we know that Malebolgia is coming back now, and he's gonna look to corrupt the new Spawn.
Yes.
That's the word. So I'm looking forward to the future issues of Spawn. And moving into something also that Todd McFarlane is working with, Haunt number 14, The Apparition, is now around. So we find out that Kurt was dragged away somewhere, and he breaks away from the Apparition, and they become Haunt. And instead of helping Daniel fight the soldiers, Haunt has to end up fighting the Apparition because the Apparition wants Kurt. If that makes sense, just stick with me here.
Okay.
So now they're trying to find the woman that saw Kurt and originally called Kurt and Daniel Haunt, to find out about the Apparition, to get some background on the Apparition. And before that, there was a kick-ass kind of fight scene. I don't want to show it because,
you know,
why is he called Haunt?
Yeah.
Because that's that's his code name.
Oh, okay.
That was his given code name.
Like, out of all of the superheroes / anti-heroes / villains I've ever met, this is the very first one that I've seen that is actually two people. Cause
well, what happened is Daniel.
No, it's just that I never seen a super being being two people.
Because Kurt is dead. Kurt's a ghost. When the ghost, when him and his brother get together, they form into this costume.
I forgot all about
into Haunt.
Oh, yeah.
So it's really only one person,
Hence
just
how
with
he got the name
soul in
Haunt.
it.
Exactly.
Oh, okay.
He's half ghost.
So that's how he got it.
Sort of.
Yeah.
All right.
And basically,
I
the
get it.
Apparition shows up in the very end in a sneak
That's
attack.
interesting.
And it's to be continued. The artwork in this is amazing. I really love it. It's a good series. I'm looking forward to issue 15. And that's all I'm going to say on that. Font is really good. I would definitely say check it out. Okay, now we're moving into Marvel territory. Astonishing Spider-Man and Wolverine, finally. Astonishing takes a long time to come out. Issue 5 of 6. It was kind of a little bouncing around and here and there and everywhere. And, you know, it's been a while since I actually read the last issue, so it's like catching myself up. All I can say is the artwork is pretty good. The story is all over the place because it's all about like traveling through alternate dimension, time traveling and stuff like that. But the funniest scene was here where Wolverine actually takes the time traveling diamond and he actually, I want to find the picture. It was funny how the guy lost his hand. And he sticks the diamonds in his claws and Spider-Man sticks it on his gloves and his eyes. That was kind of funny. and all they have to do is tap it. It's like what's the word? What's that thing called when you put the gems on it?
Blinging it.
He blinged out his own.
Jeffy bling.
His own
His
claws.
claws and his costume.
And they basically end up. Yeah, they end
Wolverine and
up.
Wolverine. They always were a good tag team.
Chris.
Yeah, but Wolverine ends up doing something, and he ends up.
Chris.
What?
They've Twilight vampired themselves.
Indeed. And it turns out they're at the end of time. They're going. The gem sent them to the end of all life as we know it, and it goes here. And then it says, "Please stand by," and it's to be concluded. The next cover looks amazing. I must say that.
Which one?
The cover looks amazing.
Oh my god. Look at Wolverine. He's like old berserk and shit.
I'm being honest.
He's molten.
He's molting.
Looking at this issue and remembering back,
Oh, molten? Okay.
all I can say about this series is, if you haven't gotten it yet, don't. Trade paperback it, because I'm being honest, it's been a while. It's been
So
they're separating this series out. Astonishing Universe has been known to do that. Astonishing X-Men, 5 issues come out, then it stops. 5 issues comes out, and then it stops for a while. It's been like 2 months since issue 4 came out. I don't even remember what was going on because first I'm reading a lot of series, but secondly, it's been a while since this came out. Ultimate Universe, Ultimate X #4 just came out, and I didn't even bother grabbing that next week. I don't know, but if you guys are interested in this series and you haven't been getting it yet, if you can get the back issues at a reasonable price along with this, get it. If not, wait for the trade paperback because you're going to be waiting for issue 6 for a little while. That's for sure. Unless Marvel pulls something and they just decide to throw it out next month and just finish it and get it over with. Okay, moving into 5 Ronins. Part 4 of 5. Psylocke.
Oh.
Definitely. Finally, finally they cross something over here. Wolverine. The Ronin Wolverine shows up.
Finally they're paying attention to Psylocke.
It was really, really good. Psylocke and Wolverine.
Psylocke.
The Ronin Psylocke and the Ronin Wolverine have an intimate moment, and then she tries to kill Wolverine, and he tries to kill her. Yeah, but this is the Ronin.
Yeah, I know. I'm just saying back then. I'm saying she was.
She still is an X-Men. Psylocke. Okay. She's a mutant. She has mutant powers.
Can I see this?
This one has a tattoo. She has actually a tattoo of a butterfly on her back. See, she tries to kill Wolverine, and then it turns out he's ready to kill her, and then at the very end, instead of killing her, he just walks away. He says, "How much do I owe you?" And she says, "Don't worry about the money," because he sticks a I forgot what those things are called, a sai into her hand.
A dagger.
And no, it's called a sai.
It's a sai. It's a sai.
And she's stuck to the wall, and Wolverine walks away. Her innocence basically is taken away. Now the final chapter is next week. Deadpool.
I want to read.
The one I'm giving it to you.
Don't give it to me.
The one person that's been in almost every single book except Psylocke, Wolverine. Now we're going into Ultimate Universe history here. Finally, the artist that did the original Ultimate Spider-Man is back in Ultimate Spider-Man 156. Basically, in this issue, the Sinister Six break out of jail, and the Ultimates are called into Manhattan because of this. And Danvers tells Captain America, who guest stars in here, to ditch Spider-Man, that this isn't his time. But of course, Spider-Man doesn't listen, and he goes off to find out what's going on. And Mary Jane calls him up and says, "The Sinister Six are out. Did you know this?" He didn't know it. And he says, "You better get back to protect your family, because the Sinister Six in the Ultimate Universe know who Spider-Man is, and they're going after. They want to kill Peter Parker." So the whole death is starting here, and it's going into the Ultimates versus the new Ultimate, the Ultimates versus the Ultimate Avengers or whatnot. So this is going to somehow tie into that, along with the Sinister Six, and we'll see what the whole death is about in about another 2 or 3 months. Because knowing the way this series is, I don't know.
Not going to kill Spider-Man. We all know that, though. They're not going to kill Spider-Man.
It's going to be one of those things that pisses me off enough that I'm just going to drop Ultimate Universe. You'll see. Silver Surfer 204 came out this week also for this month. The miniseries is going amazing. Silver Surfer has lost his powers, and now he has to find a way of getting them back. And he's coming into terms with all the feelings he used to have before he became the Silver Surfer. And
that's another character I like.
Silver Surfer is awesome.
Yeah, absolutely.
There's a lot of his past in this book. You might actually.
His main villain is Galactus, right? I know.
No, that's his master as far as I'm concerned.
I don't know. I have so much Galactus in the mind right now.
Yeah, but the story is going really well. He was shot And they healed him. They cleaned up his wounds, and he gets all patched up. But now he's going after the person that took his powers away to try to get them back because he's afraid that if he doesn't, there's going to be ramifications for it. I would say the series is really good. There were parts where I skimmed, I have to be honest, because it's a lot of talking again. It's a lot of, the artwork is beautiful though, I gotta admit that. It's a lot of, he has a lot of flashbacks, there's a lot of things here and there going on. And basically he's talking about Galactus in the very end. He says usually he examines the world and then everything dies, and he does, at least that's how it usually works. This way it went reverse. Things are coming to life. And then in all the Marvel issues this week, which is annoying because it's right before the last page, they have a Fear Itself little trailer with the Hulk and Juggernaut and everything with the hammers, the Fear hammers.
Oh, I was like,
I don't know why they decided to stick it.
Juggernaut's the one on the bottom,
Hulk,
right?
Juggernaut's on the bottom. I don't know who the middle one is.
okay, I think I like him there.
The middle one looks familiar. I just can't.
Why, you don't like him?
Okay.
It looks
What the hell did they do to
interesting.
him?
It's because of the hammer. I think.
Yeah.
Eventually
I guess the hammer ruins it,
Weird.
yeah, but other than that, he looks great.
Yeah. So moving off of that, this is a really good miniseries. I'd absolutely recommend it for those of you Silver Surfer fans. I'm liking it. There's 2 more issues. I'm sticking around till the end. Moving into X-Men titles now. Actually, no, not yet. We'll switch it up. Finishing off with Spider-Man this week, we're going to do Evil Incarnate, Osborn, number 4 of 5. Osborn wants to escape the jail, and also, I forgot her name at the moment, shit. But anyway, she's stuck down there with him, the reporter. I forgot her name, I can't believe I forgot her name. It'll hit me.
It's just a reporter, right?
No, she's an important character.
Oh, she is? Okay. I was like, if she isn't, then who really cares?
But anyway, Osborn wants to escape, and he asked for, he called the senator and said, you gotta let me out, etc., etc., and then she ends up calling the Pentagon after him, but she gives him a way of getting out through an escape submarine, and him and his little, his followers escape with the reporter girl, and basically the priest kills himself in the end.
Well, it's like a...
Because he realizes he did something
chilling
wrong.
ending.
Mm-hmm. To be concluded. I can't wait for the next month's cover is going to be awesome.
The cover looks like he's a zombie just like coming after
Yeah, it's a completely misleading cover. He doesn't do anything.
I think it was a zombie.
This miniseries, it took a while to get to here. I'm eager to see what the last issue has to offer and what kind of ramification it'll have for Amazing Spider-Man in the future.
I don't know how it's going to tie in.
I have no idea, but it looks like it's
interesting.
It's very interesting. It's a very interesting miniseries that I'm gonna stick. One more issue to go.
It sounds interesting.
Okay, now we're gonna jump into X-Men and Wolverine. First with Uncanny X-Force number 6. Phantom X is being chased by the Deathlocks in the future, and after he escapes from the Avenger Deathlock or the Captain America Deathlock, and he has Deathlock as his ally. There's a lot of Deathlock words here. But anyway, he thinks that the X-Force shows up, and it turns out they're Deathlocks.
Oh god.
And then finally the original X-Force, the real
Deathlocks
X-Force
too?
shows up. No, the original X-Force shows up and assists him.
Okay.
Then they take the Captain America Deathlock after beating him, and they talk to him, and they find out what the past is. And he's like, this is the way it's supposed to be. It's utopia. This is the way things should happen. And they're talking about Father, and it turns out that Father is Apocalypse. So it turns out Phantom X didn't kill Apocalypse after all.
Oh.
And that's why all the Deathlocks were chasing after Phantom X to kill him. Apocalypse's revenge.
Killed Apocalypse before?
It was
because I was like, you can't kill
Apocalypse.
Apocalypse.
Nobody dies. Nobody dies. Anyway.
But anyway, now they're going into the
strong,
future to prevent all this from happening. They're going to expand the world and prevent all this from happening, and it's to be continued. Wow. That's all I could say. It was really... I can't wait for the next issue. I shouldn't have dropped this. This was the better story. I know the first story was meh, but this story is getting really good. The artwork is pretty good as well. Moving into another mini, Wolverine and Jubilee number 3. Jubilee gets sent off into a... we don't know where it is. She's like impounded or somewhat from the female vampire. And Wolverine has to basically save her, and that's the main point of this entire issue. Wolverine goes around trying to figure out a way to save her. And the next issue is, I believe, to be concluded. I believe this was only a 5-issue or a 4-issue set. Let's see. I think it's to be concluded. It's a mini story of Wolverine and Jubilee. It's going to be concluded next week. I love where she is. She finds out where she is, and she's lost in like a kind of dimensional thingy. And Wolverine has to somehow save her. It involves vampires, but what can you do? It's Jubilee. I love Jubilee. Hopefully at some point she won't be a vampire anymore and she'll be a mutant again, just with the firework powers. A good miniseries nonetheless. The artwork is great. I would absolutely recommend it. We're up to the 3rd out of 4 parts. If you haven't gotten if you haven't bought the series yet, wait it out now and just get the trade paperback. There's one more issue to go unless you're willing to go back and get the other 2 issues. Going back, well, we're still in Wolverine. We've been doing Wolverine territory thus far. We're sticking in Wolverine. Daken Dark Wolverine, number 7. Daken now has all the power in Manipur. Oh. I hope I say his name right. And this other corporation wants to find and isolate the healing factor in mutant genes. That's a side thing. And basically, he wants Tiger to work for him, and she does. And she has to work with people he designates. Basically, the only person that Tiger speaks that's above Tiger is Daken. And she doesn't like it, but she's doing it anyway. And this is basically a prequel to the whole collision that's going to be going on between X-23 and Daken. In the very last page, X-23 and Gambit arrive at Manipur. And
yeah, Gambit! Sorry, I had to say that.
The next issue, I can't wait. It's going to be, it starts off in X-23.
Have a lot of good characters.
X-23 next month is where it's going to continue. Oh no, X-23 next week is where it begins. She gets to Manipur next week. Looking forward to that, man. Forgot, next week I ordered X-23 already.
Oh,
looking forward to the collision.
There's
a lot of good X-Men. So I would sticking around with Daken. I would absolutely recommend it, but you guys are gonna have to be getting X-23 for the next 2 months.
I think she's good though.
Another comic that a lot of people criticize me for talking bad about artwork and not giving a storyline. I'm sorry, it's very hard to when the artwork is terrible, and I'll show some more terrible artwork.
The cover is
X-Men number 9.
No!
What? What?
Look who's in the cover!
Yeah, I know who's on the cover.
Yeah!
What do you expect? I'm not even surprised. I'm not even bothering to say anything.
Do me a favor, Kev, please don't do that for the next cover because I already previewed
No, I'm not gonna do it. Just one.
I'll just show you.
No.
You gotta look at it now.
Don't let's play.
I'm sorry. I want to know how anybody could say, oh, you got to talk about the story when they make Wolverine look like this.
I can't.
Ew! What is that?
What is that? Exactly. Alright, you want to know
Is
what
that a substitute? Is that a fat guy substituting for Wolverine?
Might be. I don't know. All I can tell you guys is this. The X-Men get trapped. Emma Frost, Gambit, Wolverine, and Storm get trapped and transformed into lizards, and that's where it's to be continued, okay?
What?
That's all you need to know about this entire issue. They're trying to find the lizard, as far as I can see, because this is all just complete crap and...
Oh my god.
And the person that's doing this is the Dark Beast. For those of you
Dark Beast?
Yeah, for those of you who read Dark X-Men, or not Dark X-Men.
There's a Dark Beast?
The, oh god, what was it called now? I can't remember. Yeah,
wow.
The Dark Avengers, the Dark X-Men. Basically, he's the one that's behind all the lizard people being turned, all the people being turned into lizards. He looks like less bulky. I know. And basically, he's the responsible for it. Now the X-Men have to stop him, and yeah, that's the whole.
God,
a lot of fighting and a lot of. Yeah, it's just crazy stuff. Wow. The cover art's so good. Why can't the stuff follow that? Next issue, there's no Emma Frost. It's Wolverine and Spider-Man.
Oh, wow. God. Are you sure they're going to keep her out of a full issue completely? No, I don't know about that.
I don't know either.
Okay.
I'm praying that the storyline ends so we can get a new artist. The story's really good. I gotta tell you guys, the story's really good, but the artwork is what takes it down about 1.5 stars. That's all I can say for you.
Alright. No Emma Frost.
Really?
Oh, wait, really?
29 minutes? Alright, we'll come back. I'll just lift it up so Kev could scream first so we can get it out.
Wait, what screaming? Oh, god damn it!
I showed you. I tried warning you.
Okay.
Okay,
We'll see you in the next part.
I just hate her so
Come
much.
back for the next part. We have a #1 coming up right after we talk about this issue. We have a #1 coming up, and you guys do not want to miss that. We'll see you guys in the next part of this week's comic book review.